This is Daniel Simon at Baton Rouge Community College, and this week I'll have another preview course for the History 1113 course for the fall semester. If you look at current modules for week 8, I do have some different assignments that are coming up for the semester. You can see there, I do have a bonus video quiz that'll be on ancient China. I know in week 7 I had given out a lecture on ancient China, in part 1 and 2 to watch, which will be later put on the second exam with the ancient Greece lectures. This is a documentary on the Great Wall of China. So make sure to watch this documentary first before completing this bonus video quiz, which is worth up to 20 bonus points. So we had a part 1 course to watch, and then part 2 on the bottom. And the bonus video quiz you can see is going to be due by Friday, October 18th. Bonus assignments, by the way, like that, are not going to be extended. So that'll be the final due date if you want any extra credit during the semester. But moving on down below, also in modules, we go here, of course, weeks 8 and 9. We've also got, of course, history of ancient Greece, which I do have several lectures on this, which will be given out in week 8 and week 9. I know parts 1 and 2 will be given out lecture-wise for you to watch, which will be on the early background of the ancient Greeks. It goes up through the Greek Bronze Age, and then I'll also cover the rise of the Greek city-states as well. So there should be a Canvas announcement about that posted towards week 8 for you to watch. There's the PowerPoints also as well. They're listed with that. And I think there's an optional lecture which has like a combined lectures part 1 and 2 together. Also, you can see down below there's also a discussion section if you have any comments, questions about the lectures in the semester. I think for that week 8, I'm not really going to have a major assessment for that week. So I know going further down for week 9, I'll also have parts 3 and 4 that'll go out as well. That'll pretty much be in the first week of October I'll have, but those lectures, part 3 and 4, will cover the Greco-Persian Wars, where the ancient Greek city-states fight off the Achaemenid Empire, the Persian Empire, of Cyrus the Great and Darius the Great, and of course Xerxes the Great. We'll talk about him as well. And then the part 4 lecture will be on like classical Greece, like discussing like Greek culture, the Olympics, and other things that the Greeks are kind of famous for as well. So there's also an optional combined version of that, parts 3 and 4 that I've also got as well. So there's the discussion section. Like I said, ancient China, ancient Greece lectures will be combined in one assessment for the second exam Canvas quiz, which that'll be posted, like I said, week 9, coming up right here. And you can see here, there's also going to be a review I'll have to help you out for the second exam. Should be like an announcement about that, which is right here in the review itself. But for just like the first exam, how you have to turn in the study guide for the ancient Egypt first exam, you're going to have to do the same thing for also this exam on China and Greece. So I do have like different study guide versions. Like the main one here I've got is the Word document version. I do have like a PDF PowerPoint version that I've got right there as well. So you have until like till the end of the semester to turn them in. 100-point study guide, of course, due by the finals week. But there's the second exam, like the announcement about it, which I'll post right here. Worth 200 points, so that'll be due more until late October when that assignment will have to be completed. So there's the study guide, of course. But you can also go into assignments, of course, where it's listed there as well. Now, if you get down further, another preview about upcoming other weeks, we've got week 10. In week 10, I'll move on to finish up the Greeks. This section on the Hellenistic age, where you've got the rise of Alexander the Great and the rise of Macedonia. This will be more until you can see close to Monday, October 14th, when that, of course, be posted for you to watch. This lecture, it's not going to be on the second exam. Now, that's kind of continuing the Greeks and all that, but I didn't have the room to put that on there. But this particular lecture will be posted later with the Canvas quiz number 5, which will be on early Roman history. So I think there's like a deal where I did compress the Alexander lecture, which is right here. I did have it down here. I did kind of compress it with a second exam review for some reason, but that's posted right there also as well. I think there's like a combined version like that. So yeah, if you have any discussion questions about that, do let me know, of course, later as well. And then also last preview to talk about too is also in week 11. That's more into, like, you see, getting into late October, Monday, October 21st. But we got the early Roman history lectures I'll give you to also watch as well. Parts 1 and 2. This covers the background of early Roman history, starting around the 8th century when Rome was founded in Italy. That covers all the way up through the Roman Republic to about the time of Julius Caesar. I think this lecture goes up to like the assassination of Julius Caesar. So you'll be required in week 11 to watch these lectures as well. So there's the PowerPoints that go with it as well. Part 1 and Part 2 lectures. There's also a combined version I've got too, which is right there as well. Like I said, what's going to happen with the Alexander lecture that I've got, I'm going to combine that, of course, with the early Roman history in one quiz. So I think I want to say 2/3 of the quiz will be mostly on Roman history, but I'll throw some Alexander questions in there for you also as well. So if that's looking like, that particular assignment, Canvas quiz number 5, it's going to be due more towards late October and probably pushed back to early first week of November. So if you have any discussion questions about that, of course, don't forget about that. So that's kind of a preview of what's kind of coming up, with the semester right now. Kind of real quick about that. But don't forget about other assignments that are out there, like vocabulary assignments that you need to complete for the semester. That's going to be due, during finals week. You still got the, book report you're working on. That needs to be completed as well. That'll be due later in November as well. And then you should have already completed the first exam and then moved on to Canvas quiz number 4 on ancient India. So that's kind of where we're at in the semester. So we're kind of around getting close to midterm. And I know there's going to have some announcements later. I'll kind of post upcoming in Canvas, but we will have like a makeup period I usually do during the midterm exam period because I don't really give a midterm. So I'll send out like upcoming announcements, of course, about that. So that's basically a preview of kind of where we're at right now in the semester. So y'all take care, and I'll see you, of course, later throughout the semester. If you got a question about the class, do email me.